Leave them alone. Okay, let them be for now until they give you an open door to talk to them.
To talk to them. I'm sorry. Look, I forgot to. One, I forgot to pray, and two, I forgot to turn the recorder on.
She did, but she over there munching on some food though. She's sitting over there eating that shit.
You in conflict. You trying to get them.
As soon as I got on, listen. As soon as I got on, I was in conflict. But I forgot to pray. I was just like, you know what? Listen, we done already started. It got to the bottom of these conversations, and I didn't even pray. So, all right, I'm gonna just pray real quick, and then we can get back to our conflict. Heavenly Father, as we come before you this evening, first and foremost, we want to thank you. Thank you for allowing us to come together in community and fellowship and in love. Father, thank you for allowing us not to have no judgment against one another and being able to understand each other. And I ask these things in your name. Amen.
Amen. And then she over there giggling.
To the judgment thing, right? Yeah. So to Erica just said something about like someone going postal. So what we'll do, like you said, we'll judge them and say what's wrong with them, when in actuality, it's not a question. I mean, yes, it is a question of what's wrong with them, but not so much to where you like, what's wrong with them? Nothing's wrong with me. Mm-hmm. Like you said, they didn't have places to let this out. Yep. So now when it's been bottled up, so now it can be, think about it, and this happens all the time. You end up doing something to somebody and it had nothing to do with them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, even when someone goes back to work and blah, 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 it's all this other stuff that's compiling and scapegoat. Yeah.
Scapegoat. You gotta use other people as an scapegoat because one, you're not, first of all, if you were taught not to handle conflict and or the way that you saw conflict being handled in your family structure and in your relationships, it's like, wait a minute. Okay, so this is the way I'm gonna handle conflict all the time. Ooh. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, so if you see conflicting relationships, this is what you're taught, this is what you learned on, this is what you like. Again, I go back to how my grandma, a loving person, she was a person that ain't take no tea for the fever. I don't care what nobody say. You understand what I'm saying? She wasn't having it. So basically my grandma would be like, oh, everybody going down. I don't care who you are. Husband, kids, all y'all. Ain't nobody talking back to me. So if it was like that, she was the type of person that'd be like, yo, she's quick to hit before a conversation actually needs to be held. So now how we deal with our children as we're coming up, we quick to hit before we even hold a conversation until you start to realize, wait a minute, this is not working. This is not even effective because we're creating some angry kids. You understand what I'm saying? So, and it all depends on who it is, how that child handles, even handles some of the situations that arise in their lives. Do you understand what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we have to be very, very careful how we are dealing with conflict because of how it was shown to us to deal with this conflict. So if it's shown to us a certain way, then trust and believe we're going to look at it from a standpoint, okay, since I saw my mom and dad handle conflict like this got to be the best way to handle it. Until you start to realize that it's not the best way because they can only teach you the way that they were taught.
You said earlier about the, for instance, you use the example of, maybe somebody need to be picked up and hugged, right? Yeah. So conflict, what conflict does, it says, oh, I got you. You need a hug, but the hugging is, like you said, it's the scapegoat. That's how you get comforted. You're dealing with stuff, so you get comforted with blaming others. So you don't take account for your own actions. Now, something can be done to you.
Yeah.
But your own actions are your actions, not theirs. And yeah.
But I just feel like until you learn it differently and you see that it does not work for your situation, that's only until you decide that you're going to do it differently, right? Because when
Well,
I
how-
was,
somebody
who are
calls
you?
you out, somebody
Who's gonna
actually
help
calls
you?
you out on that, and they sit up there and sometimes you got to have people that are a mirror and give you back what you've been dishing out. And then a lot of times you dish it out, but you can't take it. They're like, sometimes you need that mirror. You need somebody to say, now that's not acceptable.
yeah,
What you just did is not acceptable.
somebody
Or if you say something, oh, you that was wrong for you to say. Well, that's how you talk to me. You know, what you want me to do? I'm giving you what you give me.
there you go. So you see how Erica just said, okay, well, that's the way you're talking to me. So I'm gonna give you what you're giving back to me. So if you want somebody to speak to you with respect, you to me with respect. Do you
Some
understand what I'm
people, but some people that helps them. Like for instance, what Erica said. Some people need to be jarred, and it really helps them. They're like, oh, dag, I was yes, it was. It's like my when I was in high school running track, my coach used to be like that. He knew the guys he could yell at and guys he couldn't yell at.
Mhm.
See, there are people you can, but you gotta know them.
Some people you gotta snatch.
Did she say snatch?
Some people you gotta snatch.
You gotta snatch them. Give 'em up. Give 'em up.
Don't make me snatch you up. Yeah, I remember that word. Yeah.
Snatch you.
Yeah, people do that because that's how they talk to themselves within their head. That's what they're saying. All that name calling and all that yelling and stuff people get, that's how they talk to themselves in their head. That's what they hear from themselves. So they're just releasing it. That's why you can't take everything personal. Don't take it personal at all and say, yeah, I know that's how you talk to yourself, but we're not excusing you this time. We ain't gonna have no more of that.
Girl, don't say that. Don't say that. Woo, that's deep. Yes. I'm telling you, because I'm telling you right now, don't say that because somebody will mess around and cut you.
Oh, right.
They'd be like, what? Like, who you talking to? Who you
Uh-huh.
talking to? Like, no, I'm about to cut you.
You get ready to get
cut. Because at the end of the day, it's like, yo, you don't understand these triggers are so freaking deep.
Yeah.
And because triggers are deep, and then when this conflict starts to arise and you're trying to figure out, like, wait a minute, like, what did I even say? You understand what I'm saying? To set this person off. But the reality is that yes, because these triggers are still there and triggers are always going to be there. It's just about how we handle these triggers and or handle the conflict, because the triggers are going to be there. That's not going anywhere. We just have to handle the how we were talking about. Triggers should not control us. They shouldn't put us in a place where as though we want to harm ourselves and harm anybody else. So, and that goes to what? Control. So it's like, oh, well, you ain't doing what I'm telling you to do. Then you know what? This is what's going to happen to you because you're not doing what I'm telling you to do. That's control. Go ahead, Nikki. You want to say something?
No, what I do?
Oh, you came on. I thought you
Call you running your mouth.
Shut up, Trey.
That's funny. She said, no, what I do? What did I do?
No, I'm behaving. I'm behaving.
Please behave tonight.
Yeah, I'm behaving.
All right. So yeah, I'm like, so we have to just recognize, first and foremost, we have to recognize it. Again, goes back to recognizing that you even have these triggers, acknowledging, okay, you know what, I am struggling. You know what I mean? That's a struggle of mine. And dealing with how you learned how to handle conflict and really accepting the fact that, okay, this doesn't work well. So maybe I can do it a different way or get help. You understand what I'm saying? Because now you see other people, how they handle conflict, and you're like, wait a minute, you judge them based off how they handle conflict because they're not all over the place sometimes. And then you look at yourself and be like, oh, okay, well, you're not taking time to beat those kids. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
taking time to beat the kids.
You ain't taking time to beat them kids. You ain't beating them kids enough. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh man,
listen. And then you're like, what? wait a minute, why do kids run it all over? Because they don't handle conflict the way that you handle conflict. Because they were not taught that way to handle conflict that way. So they're looking at you like, oh, okay, well, you know what? You just gotta be real about it. You understand what I'm saying? We gotta be real about certain things. We gotta really look at it from different perspectives, and we can't just see it from one way of thinking because it's so big, it's a beast, and at the same time, it has to be tackled because again, we are dealing with things that were taught to us, and then how we handle them is based off of how we were taught, and we thought that this way was effective. You understand what I'm saying? But it may have been effective back then, but it may not be effective now for this type of generation and these kids and or whatever it is, jobs, wherever you at. You can't go no job telling somebody what you want. You listen, you work for their establishment, you up in there telling them, listen, I'm not doing your work. You gonna get fired.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that's just part, that's par for the course. That's part of life where there's a part where no matter what you've been taught, whether good or bad, the older you get, we got to make adjustments because life's changed. The years go on. Things just become different. So fundamentally, all of us have to make adjustments anyway. And like I said, hopefully the thing is you try to spot your triggers. Know what they listen. Some at this point, there are some that you should know before they even lift the head up.
Yeah.
Now, all of them shouldn't be jumping on you. You're like, oh man, it got me that time. Some of them got to be like, nah, I see you coming, buddy, and you know how to act accordingly. Like, I always visualize this in like the back part of my head. I say like, I see it. So I address it now, Trey. Don't let it come all the way up to the front. Because if it comes up to the front, see, it's too late. Now you're going to react and act off of it. Now you need to take advantage of the blessing of seeing it 5 miles away.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when you come, but you about to get buried.
Yeah.
So and to what you said too, certain things call for certain things. So maybe one trigger I'm handling one way, the other I'm handling another way, just because of the nature. And the whole thing is almost like the boogeyman thing or the devil is red thing. Triggers can be, like I said, virtually anything. It could be somebody, why they act nice? Yeah, it could be like say somebody. No, I'm gonna give you an example. Say somebody you in some type of conflict with.
Yeah.
Now they being nice to someone else and you getting mad. They ain't really nice. So you getting mad. They doing something nice. You know what I'm saying? Them little things like that it's like you
treat everybody else good.
Listen, it hit them pressure points and you wonder like, how did I go down so quick? Because that thing hit you like, why am I mad? Because he acted a book.
Why you mad?
Yeah.
What you mad?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Why are you so nice?
You treat the whole entire world like saints and then turn around and treat me like trash.
No, because think about it. Because then you say, see, they don't never treat me like that, but when they around there, they want to show off. So now, wait a minute, why'd you say that? Because see, there's some type of issue.
Yeah.
I mean, like, wow, wait a minute. You said that. You got to evaluate why you said that. Because see, maybe you never addressed that, and because now it came out, you're like, wow, do I really have an issue?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I didn't think it was.
They treat you nasty because you nasty. Maybe that's why.
Well, listen, I'm always doing a lot of jokes, but there was times I would joke about something, but then I'm checking it like, Trey, what's the real deal? See, you're laughing it off, but yo, there's something there. So we gotta check ourselves with that. And like I said, ain't nobody, we ain't getting no test because some things, let's be real, you don't realize until like maybe a year later, like, oh yeah, That's what that was.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
I
That's
know
why-
for me,
Go ahead.
I guess as I got older, I realized that every conflict I didn't have to address, because when I was young, it was just like, what? and as I got older, it was like, is that even worth me addressing? Or, so even at work, some things is like, okay, is this something that I really need to address, or is this something that I really need to nip in the bud right now before it get out of hand?
That's true. That's
yeah,
true.
you got to make some executive decisions. I'm
As
like,
you get older,
listen.
it changes your perspective, and you sit there and weigh, and you say, let me think about it for a minute.
So how do we know when it's getting out of hand?
Okay, to what Nikki was saying, it's funny, I'll say it like this, your body, you'll know. It's like an intuitive thing, because if something is weighing you down too much, you feel that weight. And then you start to, I'm just guessing here, like what Nikki was saying, then you're able to start to calibrate what's worth it and what's not, because you're like, I've been down this street enough to know it ain't worth it. So you've been down there, you got experience to know. So then you can remove it. So like I said, that's what I was saying earlier. Some things are instantaneous. Like I'll be like, you know what? Nope, I ain't picking up that phone. Let me play this. I'm about to turn on my Xbox. Ain't worth it. I'm not going through that. So sometimes you need to revert and like move your energy somewhere else. So I'm like, let me do something relaxing. Let me watch for me, I love movies. So a movie to get my mind off of some things. Because you can't be all serious and heavy all the time. Because see, I like to analyze things, but I realize, Trey, you cannot be analyzing every single thing. Pump your brakes. Do some things you like to do. So yeah, I would say to what you said, Latrice, I would say that the more, and this is one thing you ain't got to worry about. You gonna be conflicted and you're gonna get triggered. So you're gonna have plenty of opportunity to figure out what pushes your buttons. It ain't like you said, I've been trying to figure out for 20 years what pushed my buttons. No, you're going no.
It's gonna keep coming. That's why it's gonna keep coming till you actually get strengthened in that area, and then another conflict will come until you get strengthened in that area. It's like, yes, it's going to keep coming. So
yes, deja vu like a mug.
Yes. So it's like, yes, you're going to keep you'll have conflict, but then you'll start to recognize as you get older and mentally and emotionally stronger, because that's what it's boiling down to, because age ain't got nothing to do with it. You understand what I'm saying? It's just about your mental and your emotional, your growth there, so that you can recognize, okay, you know what? This is really being a problem. This is really a trigger for me. And I'm able to, I'm able to address it differently than what I've been addressing it. And some days it's just going to set you off. You understand what I'm saying? And then you look at it from that standpoint, and you can go from there and say, you know what? It's not worth my time not to address this. And some things, you just like Nikki was saying, some things you have to get to a place and get to a point to say, you know what, is it worth me addressing that? Like, does that even need to be is this going to be an issue? Is it really something that I need to address immediately so it does not become an issue? Things of that nature.
Like a food allergy.
Yeah.
Listen, if something break you out, you're gonna keep eating. You're like, nah, man.
Yep.
No more peanuts, So
right. That's right. No more nuts. That's it. Forget it. I got a peanut allergy at this point. And it's gonna travel with me for the rest of my life. So no more of those.
Now y'all know it's people out there that's gonna keep doing it. They have allergy.
Oh,
they're gonna take some medication and they still going.
Listen, my aunt be like, Pepto-Bismol, her best friend. So it's funny. No, that's a good point, Erica. So, well, let me ask a question for everybody on here. In light of that, are there things that you know trigger you and the end result is not good, but you still like, listen, you still ride out? Even though
oh, I stopped doing it. No, the thing about it is I done learned my lesson.
Yes.
The man upstairs done taught me well over these years. If something is not right, I do not. It's just like me having the IBS.
Mm-hmm.
Why in the world, after he delivered me from all of that gunk I was putting in my system and I got to the healthiest place I can be, why would I turn around and do that to myself again? That's why he put I'm gonna say a trigger in me, as to say, when I eat something that I'm not supposed to be eating, my body says, now I told you not to do that. And now I'm gonna put you through a whole series of problems. And it's gonna take you about a month to get rid of this one little thing that you know you weren't supposed to be eating.
See, some people love
you get reminders. You get reminders that this is not it. This is not it. And you can't keep going through this. I think you get to the point where your system can no longer emotionally take certain things. After a while, when you come up and you mature and something come across your plate and you say, you know what, been there, done that, I am not going through that again. Okay. Taught me well. He trained me well. I leave that stuff alone.
You start to realize that's like when you start to realize how negative some people are. So like you might have been negative with those people too. And then as you're growing and you're learning and you're starting to get more mentally aware, you know the desire to want to be around the same people, because you're like, wait, like I don't even like how you're even addressing some of these things. Like you could go about it a totally different way, but you're choosing not to go about it a different way. But see, now it comes off from us a different way because we used to be there too.
Mm-hmm.
Used to be there too. And it's just like, yo, you no longer, when you start to get mentally and emotionally and spiritually, and you're growing and you're getting that growth, you're starting to realize, you know what? Okay, yeah, that just doesn't entice me anymore. You understand what I'm saying? That's no longer fulfilling. And yeah, it might have been enticing and fulfilling for you because you were in with that negativity. You were used to it. You were doing it. So now it's no longer serving you any longer.
Mm-hmm.
I think too, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and the woman brought up discipline, and she was saying how when you're disciplined about something or you have goals in mind, how you feel about doing it takes a back seat because you're now disciplined. So, because she said you could have moments where you don't feel like doing said thing, but because you're disciplined, you like, I get it done. And so that's hard for a lot of people to think about because we're so used to, I'm do it because I feel like it. And if I don't, I won't. But the bigger question is, what are the benefits of doing it or not doing it? So to what Erica was saying, like, no, I'm disciplined. So it don't matter if that certain smell get up in my nose. I'm like, man, that's good. You like, but let me think about later. Mm-hmm. Let me live, like, let me think about the future in the present. And so, yeah, for me, I'm like, I want to build disciplines for things because disciplines will smack the mess out of you feel like or you don't feel like. Because see, that's going to come. That's going to happen. You're going to be in a way sometimes about something. But the question is, where your discipline at? Get discipline, hone your skills. Like for instance, we talking about like triggers and conflict. If I'm going to be disciplined in acknowledging them and being aware of where they are, okay, I see you up on the mountain. I see you hiding behind the car. Like, that's how I am in my head. I'm like, I know where you're at. I actually know where you're at, by the grace of God. But yeah, show me where they at. Even, And so I think that's important.
I know you can, I know you can feel it when conflict arises. So basically that's the main thing. Your body tells you first. Your body tells you first. And you feel it. You know when conflict, whatever the situation is about to arise, you feel it in your gut. You start feeling it like, yo, like I'm, and if you are the type of person that needs to have to say something, it is so hard for you not to address that conflict, which causes it to actually be a problem because God is like, oh, I need you to keep your mouth shut for right now. And you, that person, like, no, I'm gonna get out what I gotta say because you just like that person. Like, that's how I am. I'm like, I need to say what I need to say now. Because if I don't, I'm gonna end up taking it and then I can't rest. Like, no, this ain't gonna be on me. I need to say what I need to say. But in the midst of saying what you need to say, you know, you might say some things that you can't take back. And that's why you have to be very careful of how you handle conflict and how you deal with it. Because I remember it was like a little Bible study thing that my kids was doing. And the guy was talking about words. You know how they say that sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you, which is a lie. So he basically was talking about that. He was like, you know, that's something that people say, but it's not true. You know, very hurtful to people. And they cause people to feel like they can have less hope or more hope. So, and then it goes to what we're supposed to be in this world, which is light. So now we have to focus on how we are addressing people, even difficult ones that arise in our lives. Because even if you're dealing with difficult people, doesn't give you the right to belittle, degrade, and you know, and make them feel some type of way because how you feel about them. Because we're still supposed to be light in a dark place, and you don't know where that person is, mentally or emotionally, what they might be dealing with. So that's another thing. And I've had to learn sometimes the hard way, and I've had to learn to just shut up. That's just that. Not say anything, because saying something will put me in a totally different place. And it will put me, because I know my trigger. Like, yo, I'll be like, what? My face get all turned up. You start seeing fire in my eyes, like I'm some dragon or something. I'm like, wait a minute, I gotta I need some water. I gotta cool down. Somebody give me some water.
I mean, I was thinking this, like I try to practice inviting the spirit of God into my conflict. Because you just said something that's super powerful, that say you feel like you need to do something, but you do the opposite. But you got this nagging feeling until you do what you need to do. So for instance, by inviting the spirit in, that's what happens. Oh, you know how you were supposed to handle that situation. So you trying to be all, but God won't let you go with it. Like, no, go do that. And I thought about the passage of scripture, trust in the Lord with all thy heart, lean not into your own understanding. In all thy ways. It doesn't say good ways, bad ways. It says all your ways. So whatever you get into, acknowledge him. Because see, once you invite him in, see, it's not, I mean, it wasn't easy anyway, but it's really not easy when you're aware of, dag man, I'm supposed to be trying to be a certain way, but I'm being opposite. I know I am, you know. And let's be honest. I'll be trying to ride hard, be trying to, like, in a sense, ignore, like, man, no. Maybe this is just something else I'm not feeling, but you won't get rest but that's a good thing, because we're being molded. We're being, like I said, we're being shaped, being disciplined. And it's funny, we were talking about conflict, but then there's another type of conflict. I just thought about it. Another type of conflict where the one where God is molding you. So there's a conflict with you resisting and fighting what God wants to do for you in your life. So your conflict is against God, but he's not super upset. He's like, okay, listen, you pushing me, right? And you know, but I mean, it ain't like we can move him, because he told the Apostle Paul it's hard to kick against the pricks. So you trying, but yes, I think that me trying to practice inviting him in, even like I said, when I'm in a situation where I totally, absolutely, 100% don't want to do a thing, it's important for me to acknowledge it, even if I know I have to do it. But I'm going to be real. I'm going to also be real, at least say, I don't want to do this, but this seems like the best thing to do. So give me guidance, give me wisdom, because like I said, I don't want to do it, but it is for the best. Like I remember one time I was supposed to call Will about something. As a matter of fact, I had to call him to apologize, and I was like, I remember I'm at work. I'm like, nope, because if I do that, then he's gonna know I was in the wrong. And I tried. Listen, I was an hour, man. I was doing my work, busy trying to sing stuff, all this, but it wouldn't let me. I wouldn't get any peace until I picked up the phone. I picked up the phone, and I was mad, man. I was like,
You picked up the phone.
Yeah, but like you said, head on, like conflict is. Remember, I was saying this a couple of weeks ago when we were in the. I think it was one of the Bible studies. Like, listen, man, we should not be afraid or intimidated by saying, well, I don't agree with somebody on something. No, that's how we get to some clarity. Like, or if nothing else, I'll be like, well, wait, I don't understand. What are you trying to say? Instead of everybody like, mum's the word. No, those little things like that build up too, conflict issues. And so, yeah, man.
I agree. Like, at the end of the day, like you said, and you got to recognize whether or not it's pride.
Oh, yeah.
Because pride is deep.
It is. Let me say it is.
Yeah, and you're like, oh yeah, well,
it is.
At the time you think that you ain't the one that got the conflict anyway, because you're too proud. You're too proud to recognize that you got issues and that you have these triggers, and or you're too proud to apologize. Because you just mentioned, even with Will, you was like, hold on, wait, but the Holy Spirit wouldn't allow you to keep going without apologizing. Oh, we just talked about that last night, didn't we? Where there is the law, grace abounds more.
Yeah, you're given a space to.
Yeah,
you're given a space to
do it differently.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're definitely right.
It's definitely it's something you got to learn though.
Mm-hmm.
And you never really like perfect it. You just work to get better every day.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a lot when you're battling with, I think we mentioned this, you're battling with spirits and principalities, not human beings.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of times we gotta look at situations and know that it's not all about what we see in front of us. There's always something going on behind the scenes. It's hard though in that moment to think about something like that though, because when somebody says something, you look at them like, now wait a minute, let me bring my blood pressure down a notch for a second, because I did not like what they just said, but let me bring it back. Let me bring it back.
Because you know what? It's funny.
I lash out.
It happens to what you just said, Erica. It happens when in the moment. it happens quicker than if you're home saying, well, next time I'll make sure I do this. It's like when you practice, like anybody's like in sports, you can practice. Practice is one thing, but when the game actually starts, it's a whole different animal.
Yep.
It's amazing how it's just different pressure.
Yep.
So like you said, like, wait a minute, hold on. How did this happen that quick? So, you know, but to what you said too, that's why we're not called necessarily to perfect the thing. We're called to get in the process of getting better, of growing. We're stressed out because we're trying to get it and be perfect. And, you know, but that's taking away. I feel like that's taking away from the process. It's taken away from the growth. Oh, look, that's the baby prophet.
That's the
right
baby.
there.
Hi.
Always happy. Always.
Right, look at it. She got a word, man. All right, yeah.
She looking like, what are y'all waving at? What y'all?
Say hi. Say hi.
She like, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it.
Right, you should be like talking. You got stuff to hold on, nothing to say.
This her bedtime. That's why she like.
Oh, that's why. Oh,
She halfway sleeping.
She came back. Is it your day to sleep in my bed? I'm like, I guess every day is the day for me to sleep in your bed, huh? Do you ever sleep in your own bed?
Look, she shook her head no.
She's like, no, never.
No. Yeah, but yeah, no, seriously. And even what you say in this, it was Erica, spiritual wickedness. So the spiritual realm is one that we can't see and one that we can't even comprehend. So we're battling these things on a regular basis and battling, we think that we're even battling other people because those principalities are working around us, keeping us from trying to allow us to reach our greatest self in Christ. It's doing it to us. That's what it's doing. It's not, we're not battling nobody else. Our issue is never with another person. Our issue is with ourselves because we're struggling with basically trying to one, reach a different perspective, and our outlook on things is what causes us to have these triggers. We're like, wait a minute, did that person just talk to me that way? Maybe that's the way that person only knows how to talk. You see what I'm saying? And maybe they don't know no other way. So now we look at it as being an offense. Immediately we take an offense because someone has possibly said something to us, and our perspective on it is that, oh, that's disrespectful. But that person might be looking at it like, I talk like that all the time. So I never saw a problem with it. So now we got to get to the bottom of why are we looking at it the way that we looking at it. We said that earlier. We said we had to look at it from not even do we have to look at it from a different perspective, but we always have to evaluate ourselves, because now we got to evaluate, where's your heart at? What is that you're going through at that moment? Because it ain't, you can't determine 10 years from now. You can't even determine yesterday. At the moment when that person said what they said, and we immediately took an offense, what was it going in our heart? How did it hit our spirit?
Yeah. What I think about, I just thought about when you just brought up the passage about wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, right? So the verses before that tell the father, don't provoke your children to wrath, and then it's saying, you know, how the relationship between master and slave or servant should be. And I thought about when you get a concussion, right? You're disoriented. You don't you're not sure of your surroundings, so you confuse things, like how many fingers I got up, you 20, and stuff like that. So what triggers do is they disorient you. They hit you hard enough, because you were saying how, wait a minute, why I got beef with them? Because the trigger hit you and disoriented you. So now, instead of you thinking the thing through, it has you off tilt. So now you're going after Sally. Like, yo, the battle ain't with Sally. Why are you going after her? Well, you don't know that. No, that trigger, boom, hits you. Like we was talking about the post office worker. He got hit hard. And he like, yo, man, think about it. I'll wipe them out because I'm going to have some type of peace. Or whatever is going on in your head. But like you said, you're fighting. It's like you're fighting. I thought about all right, I'm sorry. I'm gonna drop this comic reference. Batman had like this playbook to where he had a way to beat everybody in the Justice League. Superman, Wonder Woman, blah blah blah, all them. Wonder Woman's was interesting because Wonder Woman liked to fight. So Batman knew the way to beat Wonder Woman was to make her think everybody was her arch enemy. So Wonder Woman started fighting all these people in the street because she thought they were all Cheetah, because Cheetah's like her arch rival. So she's like disoriented. So she like, she tore up like 150 people because they all looked like the enemy, even though they weren't. So that's what happens with us. We end up fighting people that we think are the enemy. Meanwhile, the enemy sits back and says, yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. Keep doing that. Keep doing it. Keep doing that. So that's something we have to be careful of. Because even I would say this. No, see, because like I said, I'll leave that alone.
No, go ahead and say it.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be up all night talking to yourself,
listen, I'm gonna go to sleep good. No, I was just gonna say too, there are fights we need to have with people. I'm not saying physically, but they're like we was talking about this last night, accountability. See, I do need to confront you about something. See, so there's nuance to the we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. Wrestling, what's the context? Like you said, my war isn't against you, brother, but there might be some things we need to address, or we need to talk to each other about and square it away. See, we don't want to, because sometimes people, for instance, look at Christianity and say, well, no, you know why you shouldn't have any. No, this needs to get addressed. Yeah. But I don't have, he's not my arch enemy. Yeah. Principalities are. Another human being's not my enemy, but you might have to stop this human being if you got to defend yourself. So those are the things we have to keep.
You gotta check them.
Also, yes.
Check them.
Yes, I gotta check you.
You ain't gotta cuss them out, but you gotta let them know, hey, man, we're not putting up with too much more of this.
Right.
You have to do something about that.
Right.
We're not putting up too much more of this. That's it. No more.
No more.
Patrice and these voices, I tell you.
No more. Okay, that's it. Get out of the cabinet.
Shut her down. Shut her down.
I'm telling you, but it's rough because when you're faced with people and you just like, didn't I just tell this person that? What did I just say?
Yeah,
and they just keep going, and you try to being a bigger person. I'm not even a bigger person, but being that person, the mature person, and try to come from the spiritual perspective of things, and that's a hard walk. You hear me? That's a hard.
Well, it's like the art of
man.
the art of fighting without actually fighting. Like
Yeah.
Bruce Lee.
You got to sit there and wait for God to say, okay, go ahead and speak on
Go
that.
ahead, go on and speak.
Don't speak on this, but be quiet right here. Now you get up and this is the time when you need to say something. You like, okay, now.
Yeah.
Oh, now
Yeah.
you want me
But
to
most of the time he will have you be quiet. Most of the time it's just that you pick, it's like they say, pick your battles. You'll know when God wants you to step up and say something. You'll know it. You'll get this deep feeling that says, get your little self up and go have a word. You know what I mean? But it's never like yelling or anything like that. He'll say, this is what you say. This is how you go. And sometimes you don't even have to do that. You don't even have to do that. And I'll give you an example at work. Some girl came over with an attitude. You gave, and I said, you know how you said they talk to yourself? I said, did she just raise her voice at me? You know how you talk to yourself? You just be sitting. And God said, you need to get up and have a conversation with her.
Yes.
So I gave myself 5 minutes and I got up and went in her office and had that conversation. I ain't never had a problem again.
You know what? The weirdest thing now you said the weirdest thing happened to me today. I delivered a package at a place for Walmart. So they told me to bring it in the back. So I took it in the back and it was like 2 guys. I guess they were like the owners of the store. So I dropped the package off and I'm like, all right, y'all have a nice day. So the guy says, well, first of all I heard was he dropped the F-bomb and he was lunging at me. And to what you say, Eric, it was heat like that went up in my body because I'm like, did he just come and get the F out of here? Because that's all I heard. And listen, this was so weird. So I'm like frozen and I'm like, wait a minute. But to what we said, I'm like, I need to hear him say it again because maybe I didn't hear it right. So he was saying no. He said F Amazon. But see, I don't work for Amazon, but he was just saying like, yeah, I'd rather get orders from you than them. And so then I laughed because I was like, oh, that's what you said. Because I don't know if he like was paying attention to my face because he looked, listen, and it was a white guy. So I thought he had an issue. It's weird. I thought he had an issue with because I was black. So I thought he just said, well, get the F out of here. And I'm sitting there. So I got, like I said, I got hot. My body got hot. And if he actually did say that, I would have, like, I probably would have said something and just walked out and be like, yo, man, who you talking to like that? But when he said that, it just like, whoa, it does pay to, because see, what if I was a quick trigger dude, and as soon as he said, I just grab him by his collar. He's like, yo, man, what you doing? It's like Amazon. Oh, bro, I thought you said something else. Well, wait till you know what they actually said.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, but the thing about it is that's hard.
It's that quick.
It really is. Your brain, you think, but you know what? It's because we're exposed to so much negative stuff.
True.
And that's what it is. When you grow up in neighborhoods and stuff and and all that stuff, that's all you hear. You hear, yeah, absolutely. That's all you hear is a bunch of negative stuff. Everybody on the corners cussing and drinking, and this one is a B and that one is a H, and he is a punk, and that's all you hear when you grow up is those negative words. So every time somebody say something and he even sound remotely like something that's not right to you, you just know what? Like, did they just say? And you got me. You like, wait a minute.
Yo, it's funny you say that. It's funny. We're we react to sounds, right? The whole body language thing. So even if you don't hear something clearly, if it sounds like aggression to you, you react because you feel the like this grunting. Like, I'll never forget this. I was working with a dude one time. We was watching TV. So he turned, I forgot what station was on. Some guy was started preaching. He didn't even know what the man was saying, but he got hyped because the guy was hooping. And he preaching. So he's reacting off of these sounds. Like what's being said. You don't know what's being said, but you're reacting on sound. So I reacted off the sound. It was like, it sounded like heat. And guess what? It was heat, but it wasn't towards me. It was towards Amazon. But Amazon's not there. I'm the only one. It felt like it was me. But when I actually heard what he said, I laughed, and like my temperature immediately went down. I was like, oh.
We talked, didn't we talk about that before one time during Bible study?
Yes.
About how,
Yes.
yeah, we talked about that. We talked
Yes.
about how people are they're not really angry at you. It's not you that they're angry at. Sometimes it's the situation, or sometimes it's God and they can't reach him. So you're the person standing in front. That's the closest person they can get to. So they take it all out on you.
That's why. Listen. That's why I believe you can connect with someone without.
I was saying, like, a lot of people. Hold on. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was just saying that a lot of people take a lot of things out on people that they're closest to, because that's their loved ones, and their loved ones are more vulnerable to seeing how they are, as opposed to somebody who totally is a total stranger. So yes, I mean, I agree. I agree with what y'all was saying. Go ahead, Trey.
No, I agree. I was just going to say if that's a we talking about wrestling, against principalities too. Another thing is the sounds. They push moods.
Yeah. Yes.
And so we've been talking about conflict and being triggered off what people say. Man, we get triggered too off of sounds. Yeah, there we go. Yes, that's where I was on. Like music. Like some songs, and see, this ain't got nothing to do with secular. This ain't, no. Some songs you just can't listen to anymore because they are attached to particular situations.
Yep.
So that sound, that mood, that ambiance, because you could be at a place like we was talking about, like you could be, once again, I'm not throwing nothing at no like clubs or anything like that, but there are some moods you as an individual, you can't be in that atmosphere because it ain't good for you. Like I tell you all the time, I used to work in the liquor store, but that wasn't for me. That wasn't nothing. But for someone else, can't be in there because that triggers them. That puts them into place. Like, see, their dad could have been a drunk, come home and beat them. And they remember that. So to work in there, and then you see people come in like maybe lit up, that maybe that reminds you and that puts you in a, so we have to listen now, percolator. No. The truth stupid.
Did she just say she gonna drop it like that?
Yes. Listen,
you percolating?
Percolator ain't my enemy. It might.
She's gonna be percolating. She gonna percolate.
Yeah. No, you listen. That's a funny smells. We talk about all this stuff. Certain smells.
Could you know somebody? Yeah, it depends where they grew up. Something they could be getting their behinds. Something could have happened where they was in the house, and let's say somebody was cooking some pancakes or something, and then all of a sudden they dropped a pancake on the floor, and then dad or mom just go off and whip their behind, and then years later they in the house with pancakes and they just start freaking out, and you like, wait a minute.
Talk about it. Listen,
but it's the truth though. It has been documented, like by psychiatrists and stuff. Taste can make somebody go off. If they were abused and somebody shoved mayonnaise or hot sauce in their mouth, and then every time they go to taste something, they could do it. The color, you can see the color red. Somebody, and they just start tripping. You'd be surprised. It's just,
I mean, listen, if smells and things like that can trigger good thoughts and feelings and memories, why can't it be also the opposite? Absolutely. So you be like who got that on? Take that off, man. I'll be wearing that around me. And, ask what was it? Was that Al Green or Marvin Gaye that got the got the grits poured on him in the shower by his wife.
Oh, that was Marvin. Was that Marvin Gaye?
Okay.
That was Marvin
Yeah.
Gaye.
Yeah, so you know what I mean, Marvin Gaye, he be like, yo, man, don't y'all fry nothing around me. You know what I mean? Because
No
imagine you in the
grits.
shower, you just shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's true. Yep. Yeah, like I said. Is he standing there flexing?
Yes. The
You
wait,
know what?
because the boy got the shoe line, now he got a flex.
He got right. He got his little entrepreneurial thing going on. Now he flexing in front of people. Look, but look. Oh my goodness. Yes, he is. Yes, he. All right.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger Jr. over here.
You should have heard what I said. Talk about meat. He gonna say, "Oh, this bony, this bony."
Yeah, it's pretty bony, bro. It's bony.
Okay, it's a little, you know what I mean?
Little bird, man, little bird.
Better tell him it's
I
being
mean,
recorded. Let
That's
him
why
know it's
when he
being
get a
recorded.
little older, when he get a little older.
What you say, Janika?
It's being recorded. He gonna regret that later.
Oh, that's right.
Yep,
Oh, his mom ain't gonna send that nowhere. She
Oh,
gonna
she
keep...
gonna send it in.
First of all, Latrice can't even find the video she recorded, so he good.
That's funny.
You don't even know. Wait a minute, well, Latrice, why are you recording? Do you know how to find the videos yet?
Trey, these ones are the one when I record these are ones that are going to write to you.
Cloud.
They're going to the cloud.
Okay.
So they go to Zoom. These ones.
Oh, so you do know how to get okay.
Yeah,
okay.
but when I was
Yeah, but the
recording
videos delete after a certain number of
certain
days.
time, yeah. But
Okay.
the ones that I remember, the ones that I recorded to my computer, those are the
Well,
ones I
wait.
didn't know how to get to.
But to what Janika just said, the ones you got on the cloud, did you take them off yet
No.
and put them on?
Oh,
Oh,
They
good.
delete
my
after like
deleted.
30 days.
They deleted. She got one video left on there. Latrice, you got come on.
No, I'm serious. It's a start. Go into your settings. It'll tell you, or even go to where it says videos, and it'll tell you after a certain number of days. Sometimes it's set to 30 days. They delete.
Okay, so
And if your iCloud gets full, because you should get an email that tells you.
my cloud been full for the last couple of months, but they still send me the recordings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They send them to me. That's how I'm able to send them to y'all.
Oh.
Yeah, they send it to you, but then it's kept in your folder in your Zoom account.
Yes, that's what it is. It's kept in a folder.
But you gotta download it
But I
onto
got-
your hard
okay,
drive.
Okay, that's what it is. So
Nika, you giving her too much, Janika.
Yeah, you gotta show me how to do that.
That's too funny.
Download to the hard drive. Okay. Listen, me and Sam just took a class today, and I was trying to listen. I'm trying to look and see how she's sending this stuff to Google Drive. And I said, see, I should have never missed like 2-3 minutes of this
Listen,
because I'm still confused, Sam.
I think my dad can get a video off quicker than y'all, man.
Wow.
Man,
Wow.
Really, Trey?
no, I'm playing.
Shoot. His dad got a flip phone.
I know. That's why I said that. That's why I said that.
At least know how to operate, okay, with the regular phone, okay, a smartphone.
Oh, wait, she went through it pretty quickly. Oh,
She did. She went
So
through it.
just a quick
Go ahead, Nick.
question for clarity. So the discussion around the conflict was based on just really when it's a negative interaction with people, being offensive in their actions or something.
Yes, but you
Okay.
know what? Nikki asked a question. The other Nikki, hold on. She asked a question. Where was is conflict disagreements only?
No, you can, because that was another thing. There's this book that I feel every if you in any form of leadership, everyone needs to read it, and it's called The Dark Side of Leadership. And
What's it called?
The Dark Side of Leadership.
Okay.
And it was excellent because it delves into how when you're leading people, certain parts of people's personalities can actually cause greater problems when you're leading folks. And so for example, me, I don't like conflict. So I'm getting better though. Meaning if I'm in a conflict, and I'm not talking about when somebody offends me, I'm talking about the fact, like right now, I have a student in my class at Liberty. We're work friends, and dude done turned in every assignment late but 2 over the last 7 weeks, and one assignment's 24 days late. And I'm struggling with calling him up and saying, dude, are you taking advantage of the fact that we're work friends? Because when you turn in work late, here's a ripple effect it creates for me. And I'm struggling because one, I don't want to offend him and act like I'm being not sensitive to the excuses he keeps giving me. But the dude done forgot we Facebook friends. So you turning in assignments late, but you out at the baseball game, or you done gone fishing with the grandkids all weekend, and now your assignments are late.
Wow.
Okay. So some people like me, I don't,
We just talked about the tracker app, and you track ball down.
I'm just saying. No, he posted, so it came up in my feed like, yeah, at the baseball game. Like, dude.
Really?
Anywho, the point is though, I don't like conflict. So what happens in my case, if I don't address when someone is doing something wrong, or even in a way being disrespectful to me as a person or my feelings, I don't say anything, and then it explodes. And then when it explodes, it's brutal, where forget trying to go and take it back, because it ain't going to be able to take it back. I can apologize, but when I go off, I'm going off. This is another thing why I try not to get into conflicts either, is because I don't argue with a person just to say words. When I'm arguing with a person, I'm actually going to peel back the layers and go into the psyche of why they act the way they act, and just fillet it. Just put it out there. That's why you acting the way you act. And it could be like, you know why you acting this way? Because you're lonely and you ain't got no love in your life. That's it. That's why you're acting that way. And for a person, if that's the truth, that's going to really hurt them. But the truth is, the reason you act this way because you're lonely and you don't have no love in your life. Now, that's not everybody, but that's why I don't like to get into conversations with people or argue with people, because I'm going to get past all that fluff of why you acting a fool, why you going off. I'm going to get past all that, because all that's just the smoke screen. Let's peel back the smoke screen and get to the real reason why you acting and saying and doing the things you're doing. So I personally will avoid conflict. But the problem is, in the long run, it can explode, which then is not a good thing.
Well, did you, because it's funny, I can, man, man, I'm trying to find the word. That situation, I felt I've been in that a lot too, in terms of, man, I just don't want to be opposite to someone else on something, and I wouldn't address it until, it got to a place to where now I have to do it. And, it's different than what it could have been if because I'll say it like this. This is what I'm learning. In the beginning, when something is uncomfortable and I know it's uncomfortable, I still try to make strides to confront them, because I've already experienced what it's like for me to wait. So I've been trying to practice and discipline that, because by nature, no, I don't want to be, like you said, I don't want to be in conflict. But if like your situation, if that's a situation where like, yo, okay, I have to say something because we're working in union. So it's affecting me a certain way. So that's why I have to address it. Now, if it had nothing to do with me, then okay, that's fine. But this has a direct effect on what I'm trying to do. So I'm trying to find a wise way to approach you. And even if you get funky, because people have still gotten funky, but
they will.
From my like peace of mind, like, Trey, you did at least put it on the table. And see, that sometimes that's the best, that's a win. even if it still goes left and they still flip out, that's still a win, because at least from your side of it, you were like, okay, I put it on the table because I did not want it to escalate. And then, like you said, now you're getting heat from me, because I'm like you with that too. Listen, if I wait for something, then all of a sudden, like, Dag, bro, you was just joking. So why now all of a sudden you mad? Well, that's because I didn't address it when I should have.
Exactly.
Laughing
And
it off.
and it's all there from like 6 months ago. So I've gotten a
Ooh.
little bit better. You know, I'm still working on it. As far as something Chingy had said earlier, and this is something I'm starting to discover, because I know for a fact it's two people I know, and I feel like they're what I call emotional bullies. Emotional bullies are people that they get off on barking at folks. They literally get like, I don't care about their background and whatever issues they got. Because at this age, if we were all on this conversation and we were in our 20s, you get a pass. As far as I know, the majority of us is either late 30s, your 40s, or older. We too old for the foolishness. So if you haven't grown or matured by now, and here's what I started thinking. One, I'm gonna look at you. Number one, if you don't have no close friends, that's a red flag. Because your friends, as what does it say? The wound, the faithful are the wounds of a friend. As iron sharpens iron. Because see, family, we got to take you, regardless of what you do. You know, we're gonna love you unconditionally. At least I know that's how my family is. But it's not a good sign if you don't have no close friends. That means it's something going on with you so much so that even strangers don't want to get to know you beyond a hi and a bye. And that's a red flag for me. I look at a person to be like, okay, now by the time you get to be about, especially me, I'm now 50. I've noticed that my circle's gotten smaller. So you might, when you're in your 20s and 30s, you might have about good 7, 8 big friends. But then when you get a little older, that circle gets smaller and smaller, because especially if you start working in your purpose, folks start dropping off because they feel some kind of way and all that mess. So you just keep it moving. It's on them, it's not you. But that's a red flag, because that means you don't know how to treat people. You don't know how to build relationships with people. And you probably one of them folks that's always having conflicts and people don't want to fool with you. The emotional bullies, those are the ones, they know that they popping off all the time and acting a fool, changing the atmosphere whenever they come in a room, always full of negativity. Where I take issue is like in my family, we don't hold people accountable for that mess. We keep making excuses for them people that do that. And we keep letting it slide. Oh, that's just the way they are. No. Because it literally can ruin a whole family event just because of how they are. But we don't deal with it. We make excuses for it. We push it under the rug. No. It's like, oh, we're not going to have no conflict. Yeah, but in the meantime, everybody over here looking like we just ate sour lemons and they over there chilling, eating cake.
Mm-hmm.
That is, and that's so true. People look at me like I'm crazy when I say that. There's nobody who acts that way out of pocket all the time. Oh, that's just the way they are. No, that's not. That is not. That's a lie.
At
You
our
don't sit
age,
there and let them act like that, and they just act like that because they get away with it.
yeah,
How
yeah,
they
and
are.
we don't. So and I'm not saying it to be mean, because so let me say this. One of the things that I've learned, and I want to say I've become much more sensitive to it since I had COVID.
Mhm.
Like right now, before COVID, I used to tell, and Chingy knows this, I'm like, protect the peace, protect your peace, right? And since COVID, I'm definitely more calm in that when somebody's telling me something, I'm like, well, you know that's how they always are, right?
Mhm.
And you've known them 10 years, right? So that's where I'm at. Like, I'm like, so you still going to let them come to your house and they always disrespect you? So, that's where my brain is at now. Like, after a while, you learn folks, the people that they just got the cloud of doom and gloom and negativity and conflict just flow with them. I'm not even fooling with them. No, I'm not inviting you. No, everybody get an invite but you. Now call me and ask me why.
I like that.
Why?
You want to know why you ain't get invited?
Because boo boo is you gonna be in drama and I can't have that. I just want a peaceful day. That's it. I just want a peaceful day.
Yeah.
But we don't, and I know that some people know they got these issues. They know. And nowadays, everybody talking about go get therapy.
Everybody, yeah.
It's becoming the coin phrase now. So coin.
Ain't enough therapists.
Right. You ain't kidding.
And you don't even gotta go to the office now. It's virtual therapy now. It's virtual therapy.
Even the therapist getting therapy.
Right, absolutely. They needed it to talk to all them people.
Get some help for that. That's all I wanted to say about the conflict. Because I think
but that's true. Danica, right? She right on the money. They know they got issues. They just sit there and choose not to do nothing about it.
Because listen here, let me tell you how they know it. They getting in trouble on the job. They either got written up, got fired. They every time you look up, women, didn't you just start that job? Now they on another job. Okay, well, I don't understand what happened. Is everybody's fault but theirs?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, well, y'all had a baby shower. I wasn't invited to the baby shower. Didn't you notice the family ain't inviting you nothing no more? Like, come on, something going on. So when do you finally go, all right, let me check myself? Because that's a part of maturing and growing, and especially at our age. I'm saying again, if we were 20, we wouldn't even be, but now that this, come on.
Listen, I had a to what you just said. Now I won't name no names. I had a family member who was working at Wawa. All they had to do was pour coffee for people in the morning and still got fired, and they was blaming other folk. Like, that's all you have to do. Now you get fired for pouring coffee.
Pour coffee.
Was it not coffee?
Something wrong.
Yeah, like
something wrong.
And they went, and then
something wrong.
But you know what? And when people do that, they don't understand that you're forcing your coworkers, your family members to be your therapist, and they ain't nobody equipped to do that. you forcing them to do that. You making us sit there with you and talk you through this because you don't want to go see a professional. Now you got an unequipped person sitting there giving you bad advice because they don't know what's wrong with you.
Yep.
Now I'm getting triggered because you talking me to death.
Right. I mean, come on. We
and then the other part
we want to job therapists. We sit in our families. We therapists for the family members and the neighbors. And I'm like, come on.
It's so true. You are not lying, Erica. And then what gets on my nerves too is then this is the other thing that I'm working on this. And I am being intentional now. So I don't co-sign the crazy no more. So you know how somebody call you up and they like, yeah, I told such and such, and they said, and I'm like, okay, so well, how are you gonna solve it? But then so I got different family members that they actually only call the people that they know going to jump on the bandwagon and pump them up rather than even check them for the conflict. They pumping them up like like they in a boxing ring and they just in their ear, and it's like, dude, like you wrong. We 49, 50. What the devil? Like for real. So yeah, I'm sorry.
They'll stop calling you though once you start asking questions about what you gonna do about that. And they gonna say, I don't want to talk to you no more because they gonna stop calling you.
Why
I'm like,
doing that?
Huh?
You say, well, why are you still doing that?
Yeah, listen.
Like, you know what? That's it.
Yeah, they ain't gonna call you no more. They ain't gonna call you.
That would irritate them, yo. That would really irritate them.
Yeah,
They'd be pissed.
They are not gonna call you no more. They gonna say, is she coming to the party? I'm not coming.
coming. I'm not gonna be there.
I'm not coming and she gonna be there. I'm not,
Oh man. But that stuff, like, true. I was listening when Trey talked about tones, smells, all that's so true. Because honestly, I'm not kidding y'all. Like, okay, so when we talk about triggers in male relationships, do not use a demanding tone with me. That's a trigger. Like, see, this is the thing, and I always say this, and this goes for my female
Janika,
friends.
keep your mouth shut, Janika.
Dude, listen here. That's when you will meet Janiga. Now I'm just gonna let you know. That's when you will meet Janiga. I'm just letting you understand. But the thing is, I think it's important about triggers, and because we're on the subject of conflict, it's important to even know what your triggers are, which I know we've talked about, and be honest with them. I think that helps in any relationship, whether it's male, female, or even with family members and friends, to be able to say, okay, this is a trigger for me.
Yes.
And that's another thing too that I'm also learning too, y'all. And this is all new territory for me in the last couple of years, in that when I am having a conflict with someone, or if they've done something that bothers me, I'm now being brave enough to share it. And if they really love you or care about what you're sharing, I promise you, their behavior will adjust.
Yeah.
If they don't adjust, then now you know where you stand with them.
With them. That's right.
Good point.
And and I'm gonna give you a classic true story. Chingy knows my cousin Tamerlane. So cousin Tamerlane, I love her dearly, but I'll tell y'all, she only calls me when she wants something. That's the only time, I'm telling y'all, that's the only time up until 2 months ago that I hear from her, right? So this one day, my patience level was low, and she called and she was like, how are you doing? I'm fine. Okay, how's your day? It's good. So how you feeling? I'm fine. Tammy, what you want?
Come on, get to it.
You wasting my time. Let's go.
So what happened was, she said, what? You act like I only call when I want something. I said, Tamlin, and I just calmly said, Tamlin, that's true. I only hear from you when you want something. So she was like, really? And see, honestly, in that moment, I could hear it in her voice. Her brain was thinking.
Wow.
And then she goes, wait, that's horrible. I said, yeah. I go, yeah. And she was like, no, really? She said, oh, I'm sorry. She said, Nick, I'm gonna work on that. She said, I never realized it. And you never said anything. I said, yeah, I'm saying it now. You know, y'all, she done stopped by unannounced at least 3 times. She's texting me, calling me down to say hi, you know. And I'm laughing because it mattered. You know what I'm saying? It mattered. Now, my half sister had the same conversation. We ain't talked since 2012. So that
Wow.
you know, so yeah, because I told her, I said, I just want you to call and say hi. Okay, all righty. Well, crickets. You know, huh, Tini?
I said crickets.
Yeah, well, I just said crickets, y'all. It's been crickets. But the whole, because okay, and I'm not offended. I know where we stand. It's all good. I send her a Christmas card every year.
That's a positive. If
Yeah,
if you got issue with me and we both know it, I'm at peace, as opposed to, see, I don't like you acting like something when you're doing something else.
Mm-hmm.
So what? Explain.
Mm-hmm.
No, you right. You said basically y'all haven't talked, and that's just a known thing. Nobody's trying to front. And
Oh yeah.
So I'd rather have that, even though, like you said, it might look like, wow, you never done. But I'm like, no, at least we know what the deal is up front.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, where we stand.
Yeah, somebody calling you every day. Hey, Janika, you know I love you. Then you find out behind the back, like, yo, you're not even talking about you, Janika. Like, what?
Yeah. Yeah,
See
yeah,
that? Mm-mm.
yeah,
Down for
Yeah.
that. Yeah. That's what you call a double trigger.
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm.
Talk about you to your face.
Double for your trouble.
Listen,
Yeah, but
talk about you to your
but-
face and then call you up and say, listen, I talked about you, nigga.
yeah. Now I will be
Listen,
honest. That's the
that
part
be-
I am working on, y'all, that I have not dealt with are the folks that I do know. I do consider it's two of them specifically. They are what I feel are emotional bullies. And I'm praying on it because I'm like, Lord, if I get involved, it ain't gonna be cute, but they know it. They know that they round there just,
Give me the
they
address,
just say
Janika.
whatever
What's
they
the
want.
address?
Oh, it's
I got you. I just have a nice talk with him.
I'm just praying on how to they're like, well, I grew up like this. When my family, we just say what we want to say, and that's what we do. And I'm like, that don't make it right though.
Scapegoat.
Yeah. We do what we want to do.
Right.
That don't make it right.
Ain't nobody telling us what to do.
No, or that I'm keeping it real. Well,
Yeah, that.
Listen, if nobody like what I got to say, well, you know what?
right.
That's on them.
Well, remember Chappelle's skit when keeping it real go wrong? That's one of them situations.
Oh, you gonna make me look that up for you too.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that's what they say. They say that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Right. I got to be me. Oh, ignorant? Okay. That's what you, I mean, like, think about what you're saying. I gotta be.
And anybody that's walking around talking about I just keeps it real, they're not.
No, right. You already
If you were
fake.
Yes.
keeping it real, you wouldn't have to say it.
So true, Eric.
Right, so you're already
true.
fake.
Yeah, you already faking. Stop faking.
I keep it real. Oh, really? Okay. Thanks for broadcasting it, man.
Right.
So, little kids, we didn't know. I'm a baby. I didn't know that.
Thanks a lot.
Oh man, because if y'all are correct, that is so true. That is so true.
Did you hear
Did
me?
you say the trees?
I said thanks a lot for keeping it real.
Right.
I had no
Too
idea
funny.
that you were the realest person on earth.
Right.
Right, you're real. You're realer.
You're realer than the realest.
You're realer. You're a realer. Aren't you?
You know your mom would come on here and be like, y'all are tired.
Oh, she on here. Yeah, I see her things.
Listen, every time we be cracking up at the end, she be like, y'all are tired. Y'all are getting sleepy now.
And she would be right. Okay.
Yeah, I did fall asleep on y'all, then I woke up again. So
She did, because Nikki always do. That's why she keep her camera off.
Yeah.
you doggone right. I'll be up at 5 in the morning. I'm
You in the bed?
tired.
You in the bed?
I sure am. I'm under my covers as we speak.
What'd she say?
Mom, what happened?
Oh, I was busy.
She's busy. Okay, what are you doing? Would you like to say something?
Oh, I'm just listening.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm trying not to fall asleep.
Oh, really? It's not interesting enough for you.
You know what? The
Man,
truth
it's
needs to stop
bedtime.
that.
I'm just keeping it real.
She said I was keeping it real.
Oh
Yes, she
man.
did.
Oh, Lord. Help us, Jesus. She said, I'm keeping it real.
I'm keeping it real.
She's one of those broadcasters.
I am.
Y'all is out of control. All right. Look, we're gonna stop right now. So did we learn enough about conflict triggers?
We got a good start.
Yeah, we got a good
Yeah.
start. We didn't get to the bottom of it because all of
You
these
never will, man. It's never
are
ending story.
bottomless. Okay, these conversations are bottomless. All right, These are things that we're talking about. We're just coming together as community, as family, and getting to the bottomless parts of these topics. So, you know, I really enjoyed this conversation, guys. I did have fun. And also, so what are we doing in 2 weeks, guys? Because I'm sorry, not 2 weeks. You know what? We're coming together next week. And if you haven't watched Stay Close.
Why you say it like that?
Are you talking to yourself?
I'm talking to y'all.
No, wait,
Stay
listen, we all
Close?
seen it.
Nuh-uh.
What's Stay Close?
We saw
Nikki
Stay
haven't
Close.
seen it?
Wait a
Who
minute.
hasn't seen it?
I
No,
thought she saw Stay Close.
I may have. What was Stay Close?
It's some show about some British people who are entangled in some kind of mess that, you know, you got to watch it.
Oh, you talking about the girl, the woman. I
Yes.
was the one that texted y'all and said,
Yes,
you
they
gotta
watched
watch it
Hey,
because the
Latrice,
ending is off
everybody
the
done seen it
chain.
except you.
Nikki,
And
Nicole,
Nikki.
I haven't seen it.
exactly. And
Oh, my bad.
I'm gonna
My bad.
watch it
Okay.
this week.
It's
Look,
on
Latrice,
Netflix, right? It's a
Nikki, and
limited
my mom.
series.
yeah, and Sam, if you
Oh, I
haven't
don't know if Sam's seen it.
Sam, if you haven't seen it, it's called
Stay
Stay
Close
Close.
was deep.
It's on Netflix, and it's a series. I think it's only about
It's a limited series.
Right.
yeah, about 8, right?
Yeah, and it's the one with the black chick, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because
Uh-huh.
yeah, I remember Janika was saying, because yeah, you were the one that said you wanted to know what everybody thought about.
Because the ending was crazy. That was off the chain.
Now.
You don't even see it coming.
All right.
That's
Oh
the
man,
one.
no, you didn't. No,
Okay,
you
so
didn't.
And
okay,
that's the
so,
one I didn't remember the ending.
so next week we're getting to the bottom of Stay Close
And we're doing it next week because
because it's the first Thursday.
okay. And listen, are we getting together in June?
What? Yeah, yes. Okay, yeah, we do have to find a day. We got to pick a day.
What's going to happen in June?
We're trying to get together.
One of them conversations I told y'all could come here.
Oh, movies, man. Yeah, man.
No, then Latrice was talking about we gonna pick something out of on the farm and do
No,
something.
y'all can pick something on the farm. I'm gonna have my feet up
that's
watching
right. We
TV.
sure was. I'm not going to the farm. I gotta get strawberries. I want to try to do strawberries and put them up.
I thought we was doing
Strawberries have bugs in them.
farm picking and going back to Nikki's and having some dinner.
Listen,
Wait a
y'all can
minute.
do
Why
the
you gotta
farm
say
picking. I ain't
that?
farm picking.
Peggy,
Yesterday.
You
you
said it with
cannot
an attitude.
listen.
Right. Take that conflict out of here, man.
right, Trey. Get that out of here.
Hold
Now, if
up.
y'all want to go
Piggy's
pick,
not-
y'all can go pick.
Piggy, there's
I'm a
no
pop.
way you can go to the farm and do the other part. That's the farm is tiring work,
It's
man.
by
Ain't nobody
itself.
doing that.
You said that. Listen, it's deja vu. That's the same thing Janika said to Latrice the last time we had this discussion. She said, how are we going to do both?
You can't. It's too much work.
Okay,
It's too
all
much.
right. So we just have to. Okay, so next week y'all pick a day, but when we come together next week and we're doing Stay Close. We come up with a day that we're all listen. This is for Color Conversations. Anybody who came on Color Conversations, we're trying to pick a day that we can come and basically come together. And maybe we could just do dinner. Well, we can order dinner, whatever the situation is, and we can go from there. But we're gonna be down.
We're going to stay close.
You-
Well, some of us are trying to, but
movie night?
Okay.
Is this gonna be a movie night? Is this gonna be a movie night? Because it can't be on a Thursday night. It would be on a Friday. It would be on a Friday night.
Well, I work.
Saturday?
It can't be on a Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm coming from Pennsylvania.
Okay, yeah. But you're right.
Saturday's fine. I just need to know in advance because of my schedule. That's it.
Yeah. And what day we're trying to come together. So next week when we come back together,
June 8th, 7 o'clock.
you know what, Trey?
June.
You know what, Trey?
Oh,
June
okay.
8th. That's a weekday,
That's
pretty.
a Wednesday.
Oh, that is? Oh.
He just threw out a date.
He did. He just threw it out there.
Yeah.
He's sleepy.
Listen, so next week when we
She
come
said
together,
he's sleepy.
he's
So
tired.
actually, I'm hungry.
He's tired and hungry.
I'm hungry.
He looks like he
Now,
might
do
be
y'all
bothered.
want to, now here's the question. Do you want to do it where we do the big jumbo in the backyard? We can do that too. Bring your chair and whatnot. So just let me know and I'll talk to Chrissy because she got the big
Big tent.
outdoor, yeah, movie screen thingy. Yeah.
Oh, you gonna bring in those reclining sofas too?
You know what? Yeah, we
Comparable.
can do that. Go ahead, Erica.
Can I say something? I'm not a fan of bugs and
Me
cans.
either.
Me
I don't want
neither.
no mosquitoes.
I'm not an
eating.
outdoor person at all.
Okay, no, we just treat the yard, but no, I don't
Yeah.
do the bugs either. I treat,
He
yeah,
treats the yard.
yeah. People get on my nerves when you having something cook out and you ain't sprayed nothing, and you got now. See, you wrong for that. You know we was coming.
You know we was
You
gonna
dead
be
wrong.
there. You dead
Dead
wrong.
wrong.
You knew we was gonna be there.
You
All right,
knew
so
we were coming. That's like we had that cookout. It was the Armageddon of flies. I'm like, what the?
Mosquitoes. You wake up the next morning. Like,
But it's good, Erica. We could be inside. It doesn't bother me. So.
Thank
are you gonna have reclining seats?
Listen here, ain't no recliner seats. You better bring.
I'm gonna bring mine.
you better bring your chair.
We gonna bring a recliner seat.
Like in the movie, like you sit back like.
All are
As long as ain't no snoring going on.
Oh no, I was.
invited. All are invited out. Listen, we have to pick. Listen, when we come back
We'll
next
figure
week,
it out.
we have to pick a day that we're gonna come together
Yeah.
in either June. You guys are saying June, around June, so that we can basically color it won't
Excuse me.
basically it'll be movie night for color conversations, but it'll be at Nikki's house. And that's in what? Blackwood area?
Yeah, it's right. I live off of Area Road, Gloucester Township.
So it's not too far. And if anybody needs to ride with me, they can do that too.
I can walk there. Yeah.
Erica, where you live in Philly, Puddin', in
I live in
Pennsylvania?
Philadelphia, Germantown area.
Oh, I know it. Yeah. That's about 45 minutes for you.
Oh,
'Cause
that's
I
not bad.
used to-
Okay.
Yeah, I used to go to Enon. So
Yeah, E9 is about 10 minutes away from me.
yeah. Mhm.
Non-Baptist.
You know what?
You know what?
He over there having a moment to himself.
Something wrong with you.
Okay.
No.
All right. So whenever you guys are ready, Trey.
Don't forget, Latrice, to write that down so we don't forget to pick a date.
Yeah, no. I got it.
Okay.
All right, picking a date next week, but we are coming back together next week because it goes back to 1st and 3rd. So basically it'll always be on 1st and 3rd, even if we have to miss a week to get back on 1st and 3rd, because I don't want to deviate from that. But other than that, you can pray us out because we're finished. I'm going to stop the recording now.